everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and today, as I said in the video earlier in the vlog, I was in Stockbridge working with the three sisters. And it's funny, we call the three water heaters the three sisters, and really there's four of them. It's almost like there's an estranged sister that just kind of quietly works in the background, and when the other three sisters try to cop out and get to stop working, she seems to keep working. So I wanted to talk today about some comments that were posted by HearGear. I have nothing particularly wrong with what he's saying, and I wanted to address this topic and also speak in defense of the other people who are just starting out on YouTube. So, because, some of you guys on YouTube, especially newcomers, may find some of this comment here may be a turnoff. So here we go. This is from HearGear. He's posted this yesterday. It was regarding to the vlog 07252017, just unsure what to talk about. And this is what he said. This is the case, and it's not my personal opinion. But I think, wait a minute, that sounds kind of twisted. This is the case, and not my personal opinion. No, it is your personal opinion. Okay? But I think, may say the word I think, it becomes a personal opinion. But that's okay, I don't mind. I'm reading this stuff, and then we'll go through this a little bit. I think most people think you are not very entertaining to watch. You have been doing this for several years now, and you have 183 subscribers. You are just not able to entertain this number of people that it takes to succeed on YouTube. Your videos in the past few years have about average of 8 to 25 views. Of course, this is your vlog, and you can vlog as much as you want. But it's a waste of time if you're looking to be famous on YouTube, because you will not be as of right now. First of all, how do you think people find your videos when you are not using your tags the right way? How do you think the tags can work in a proper way when they have nothing to be matched nothing to be matched in the video description? A great start for you to learn the YouTube works is to search YouTube for how to properly tag your YouTube videos. Darrell Eves has made several great videos about YouTube. Spend 15 to 20 hours watching all of those videos about how YouTube works. Now, this is back to basic learn and then do. He goes on and on and on and on about that. Okay, but because of time, I'm gonna just jump to the parts I want to talk about here. Okay, where is it? Let's see, where is it? First of all, watching videos, 10 to 20 hours of video to learn how to do tagging is not practical for a person to do it in a single day. Okay, now where is it here? Okay. None of your videos have any proper tags if you don't have the equipment. No, limit. Okay, none of your videos have the proper tags. Period. Okay. And if you don't have the proper equipment that it takes to make a YouTube video, and you don't get the money, you can do this. What? If you... Okay. And you don't got the money, you can't do this. Just deal with it. Most people on YouTube don't give a shit about your videos or your life. My own personal opinion is that for some of your videos are just a little interesting or enough interesting to watch. If you want to make some money on YouTube, you have to get to at least 100,000 viewers a month. Your channel has 80,000 views in its lifetime. You have been on here. If you were to succeed to something serious, build a Hackintosh and use the proper tags and use the description box as opposed to promoting your... Alright, let's stop right there. First of all, let's just talk about some of the things. I don't know nothing about the tags. I never learned how they worked. Okay? I understand something about tags. But if you ever used the YouTube upload from the iPhone, I'm not talking about YouTube Capture. YouTube Capture, it's not a problem. It's the one that's built into the iPhone from Apple. That thing only lets you share single word tags. If you look at the latest video vlog for today, which was the Three Sisters of Stockbridge. If you look, I did put a fancy tag, and it says the three sisters of Stockbridge. That was the only way I could actually enter in the word. I could not use a space. I could not use any white space, so I had to do it that way. Or it would have been possibly the three _ sisters _ Stockbridge. Okay, which would work too, but unfortunately the underscore is not as directly accessible with the two fingers to go to the keys on the iPhone. Okay, now, so there is also the question about, do people actually really use the tags in the search engine? The reason I say that is because when I search, okay, I do in advance, I do a relative search, okay, but like a simple search if I have to go to advanced search. But I search for words. I'm looking for tags, yeah, but if you can only easily have one word tags, for example, in order to search for the _ sisters _ Stockbridge, do I have to put the minus or underscore into the search parameter for a tag to search by tag? Or do I just type the space sisters of Stockbridge? If I have to put underscores and minuses in order to make multiple tag or entries into a tag, that just gets crazy confusing. And nobody does that. I've seen, even if you use the Hangouts on Air, the only tag it creates is HOA, Hangouts on Air. Also, it creates hashtags as well. I do know about hashtags. But I look at my log, I see that more of them are viewing the videos outside of YouTube. Now, for the latest video, I just mentioned briefly about the Three Sisters of Stockbridge. That video I did not yet share on Facebook or Google Plus or Twitter. That right now, as a test, I just want to send it to just YouTube and not Google Plus or Twitter. Okay, even so, we'll see how that works. When I'm actually uploading from the computer at the house, like this video, it automatically does go to Google+. I'm not sure how it does Twitter, but I do have those two tick boxes checked, so it goes to Google+ and Twitter. It doesn't do anything for going to Facebook or MySpace. Okay, yes, I used to upload videos to MySpace too. And I still do on occasion. But so yeah, tags are a problem, but it's not just that. Now, when you said if you don't have the right equipment, and then you should just forget about it, I think that's a little bit sharp, because I'll be honest, I may not have the greatest equipment, but a lot of people that start out with YouTube, you got one of the most important pieces of tools. Yes, your cell phone. It is one of the tools that I have used. I use my cell phone. I use my studio camera. I use the iMac camera, Intel Core 2 Duo Mac. I use it with an external camera. I use it with a built-in camera. And that's my tools. Okay? Now, I look around at all the people on YouTube that have disabilities. Now, let's talk about that. There's a lot of videos on YouTube with people with disabilities. We got how Casey sees it. We have the Tommy Edison blog. We have Injured Minds, which is an Asperger's blog. We have Hello April, or April's vlog. We have quite a few. So many of these people have equipment varying from, as I said, just using a camera on a phone to using a digital single lens reflex camera with the mirror locked up and just using that to do the videos, to someone using digital camcorders. And it doesn't really matter what the equipment is, much as it's got to be a good video. We already know that. If the video sucks, no one's going to want to be part of it. If you're trying to make a video like a digital glossy of this Avon catalog, where you got beautiful chroma key backgrounds and montages and beautiful effects, like this Avon catalog, but obviously we're talking about video form, or you're trying to make a video that's kind of like a high-tech version of the Home Shopping Club Network video, or it's going to be hard for me to do that, because that video gear is much more expensive than radio gear. With radio gear, I can do a video and be done with it, and very quickly. So, because, like Linus from Linus Tech Tips points out, he found a special video card. He wants to do 8K video. He's been doing really good with Linus products, and so he has invested in expensive video gear. And he said, and I agree with it, when you're talking about gaming computer versus video production equipment, there's a big pain point in your pocket. If you can make a video on a shoestring, and that's always a challenge. If you're doing a radio vlog, or like on SoundCloud or your Listen or some other audio site, it's pretty simple. You got one of these microphones, and you have, well, my microphone's kind of attached to the table right now. I'll just pull this up so you can see it better here. You got one of these, a microphone, and an audio recorder. And that's what you need, right? Voice recorder and a phone could do the same thing. And then once you get your voice recording message done, you just want to upload it and you're done for the day. But with video, sure, with radio recording, you're going to still have to edit it into Audacity, or through, if you're actually editing actual cassette tapes or reel-to-reels or, some other kind of medium. Of course, there's always the editing process. You always got to be adding your intros and your outros and your product placements, But when you do video, it gets so much complicated. When you start dealing with video, you start dealing with video bandwidth, unlike on YouTube. YouTube is a great source. Let me just record this in. Okay. YouTube's a great source. But the problem is it takes a lot of bandwidth. So, and the equipment, well, somebody claimed me that you guys call cheap. It's not so cheap. Especially when you're on Social Security disability and you're trying to do this and you're working hard to begin the process, and you're going to need to get gear. So yeah, but I wouldn't judge another person because they have a simple standard definition video going out the door instead of one, say, 1080p or 720p. It's just sometimes it is just the way it is. It's not because you're trying to put the person down because that's all they have. It's important thing. It's not just necessarily the gear. It's also the presentation. Like HearGear mentioned, I'm not going to deny this. Why my videos boring? I mentioned it. I mentioned it. I said it. Because I don't go anywhere. That's why it's like, so I don't have a story to tell you. And because I don't have a story to tell you, that's, a problem. Did we get the three sisters fixed? Well, yeah and no. I say yeah and no, because by the time I left after working in Sister 1, we don't know if she was heating water or not. There was nothing electrically wrong on the machine, but we just don't know if it's heating water. Sister 2 was heating water. Sister 3 appears to be heating water. And of course Sister 4 was busting her tail, heating lots of water. So, for the way, see what it is all these water heaters are connected in parallel. Why was that done? It was because originally there was a central oil-fired boiler that fired and heated water for domestic use for the building when it was originally was a residential hotel. And then when my landlord bought it, he took the oil boiler out, and he put in. There's actually a total of 7 water heaters. The first 3 units, 1, 2, and 3, are connected up like a traditional water heater, like you would expect. It's 4, 5, 6, and 7 that are connected in parallel. That's because in those units, the cold water lines are run underground. They're buried in concrete. So unfortunately, I couldn't easily set up as individual water heaters in each apartment. That's not necessarily true, because yes, they could have easily put the water heaters in, say, a closet or maybe in the kitchen or something of each apartment, instead of putting it in the central place where the other 3 water heaters were. But they decided to do it the way they did, and that makes a challenge. And what's the other problem with Stockbridge is that the water there is so full of calcium. Let's put it this way. If you want calcium to fortify your bones, just drink a couple glasses of that well water. You'll get plenty of calcium. You waste hardly any daily allowance. Don't worry about osteoporosis. Except what it does to the water heaters is it destroys the heating elements with corrosion, and so they put a water softener in and water filters in, and that sort of helped. As long as my landlord makes sure to change the water filters and refill the water softener, it's fine. But if he doesn't, well, then he has the same problem all over again. And it's kind of sad, because I lived in the town long ago, and when I was between Willimantic and Goshen, I lived in a place called Lebanon. The water in Lebanon smelled like sulfur. The same kind of problem as the calcium water in Stockbridge was the water was causing all kinds of nasty rises. Besides, it stank like the devil's farts. I mean, oh my God, it smelled. I mean, the water in Stockbridge smells better, but it's. I don't think sulfur was necessarily as good for me as, say, calcium, but that was what we had. Sulfur deposits in Lebanon. So it wasn't, they probably could have done the same thing with water softeners, but people just didn't want to spend the money. I guess there was a sulfur deposits underground at Lebanon. So, very interesting story with the water and the three sisters. The fourth sister quietly works and has not required even a heating element change. Okay? And she's been working quietly ever since her installation. I think maybe one time I had to replace the heating element once in Sister 4. But the other three are always the ones that always seem to always go offline. Every time I usually see Sister 4, she's usually, her two ball cocks are always closed. So she's never really, wasn't normally doing any work. She was just heating up water and then just sitting there to take it would get cold after a while. Then finally the landlord opened up the ball cocks and let the water go through the circulatory loop for the other three. But it's a crazy system. It's and it doesn't make any sense. But that's what my landlord did. That's how he designed it. And that's not how I would have done it, but that's me, okay? First thing I would have done is I would have went ahead and I would have gotten a brand new oil-fired or propane-fired water heater because they don't have natural gas out there. So I would have bought myself a big, 66 to 120 gallons oil or natural gas-fired water heater or a propane-fired water heater so that you heat the water and then that would be part of the rent. So people could have free hot water with the rent. Of course, you're going to be paying more, but in Stockbridge, most people were doing pretty good economically anyway because it's in the Berkshires. Yeah, between the three sisters and everything else, I think we lost track of where we were. So why don't we wrap this up? But here's the point, and I'm going to make it quick. For anybody starting out in YouTube, and especially for people starting out who are on a fixed income that really are trying to get started, don't worry about trying to make your video look like a glossy magazine or video magazine kind of thing with fancy chroma key and pages like this, okay? Don't do it. Just focus on getting to know your equipment and being able to do a good job with your equipment. When you get better, you can certainly help yourself by asking people to help you that are a little more skilled. But don't be put off by somebody saying this because you're not shooting in 1080p, you're not shooting in 780p or 720p or whatever. It doesn't matter if you're shooting in, you shoot with what you have. After all, YouTube is an amateur program. That was originally what it was intended for. It is one of the best known amateur sites. There are others. There are very few, but there's I think one or two more like Twitch, and of course Ustream. They're just streaming sites, okay? Of course Google Hangouts on air and some sure others as well. But the point here is, and I have to remind myself this a lot, is don't get discouraged just because if you only get like 183 subscribers and you've been busting your tail for 6 years. I mean, maybe, like I said before, is I think I need some more on-screen talent. I need some more stories. And like the Three Sisters story is a good story because it's a true story. That's what I did today. As boring as it was. I worked on three water heaters that are connected in parallel, and most people have never seen that kind of design before. All right, so for now, yes, tomorrow is going to be the 27th. Okay, never mind the screw up. But the important thing is that we're going to do our best to come out and create new material and new stuff. So, but for now, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Can I say something real quick? Sure. You guys, you gotta remember Michelle really works hard on these videos. And Michelle is a human being, and she has emotions. And sometimes Michelle gets upset. And Michelle says something sometimes, like she said yesterday, that may have stepped on a few toes unintentionally. And I'm just saying is that, have a little empathy here, because Michelle has been doing these things for 6 years. And she's not trying to be really famous to the point where she doesn't really feel that she can reach out to the individuals. She's not into that kind of thing. She's not she's interested in becoming a big celebrity. She just wants to find a small group of interested fans who like her work and are occasionally willing to share with Michelle their opinions. So when Michelle does her live streams, which can definitely be more dynamic, that people come and watch them. Right. So for now, me and Michelle are going to let you go, and we'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Yep. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.